Gonna be honest with you all. I did have the glass of milk ready to fucking scull on the pod about 15 minutes ago, but it's gone sour.
It's over there. You want to wear it?
It's gone sour. I can't drink it. I have to drink toilet water instead because what a fucking thriller in Manila. When you look up Thriller in Manila, we just fucking watched it.
I thought Roosters were going to get
for
it.
97 minutes. And the Brisbane Broncos 29-28 shocked the world in what was an absolute grand final.
Shock us.
Shock, no. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, because everyone loves Brisbane.
Shocked the back. Everyone else knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt. Down 50-0. They're like, oh, all good Walsh will come back on and they win, which they did. But
which is stupid, but anyway.
I got to say, Chris, there's an ounce of mourning from my end after that result. But as a whole, the weekend of footy was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And you can tell that there was a different level that... The finals are fucking here, and
no, except for one game.
All 8 teams kind of played that way,
except for the
or close to it.
Game.
But obviously, we almost go perfect, and your bracket almost lived on. But unfortunately, the Broncos do take down the Raiders in the end, and we'll get to that one because there was a lot to say. But before I do anything else, Hussein over here with Christopher in the fucking lab at midnight because the Raiders game finished 6 hours ahead of schedule. But we are here and ready to review every single game of week 1 of the NRL Finals for your entertainment.
Can we skip one of them?
And all I fucking ask for in return from you pricks is a like, a comment, and a subscription. And let's get into it, Chris. How are you feeling, my friend? No, I have a lot to say.
About what? Who? Why?
Well, you didn't do down the wire, so someone's got to fucking do it.
No, I did.
Nah,
that was my bracket.
They were valiant.
In what? Unable to score.
In not scoring, yeah. But we can get to that one first. Any just brief comments from you before we go and scream at Bulldogs?
I have 3 teams to scream at, which is exactly what I wanted. I was hoping that...
You would get a 4th?
I'll get a 4th, but... Well, truly... No. The Wires game, I got nothing to scream at. This guys just suck. That's fine. The first one and the third one, buckle up. Any Dogs fans, any Roosters fans that are watching this period right now, send it to your fucking mates. Because buckle up. This is going to get fucking huge, especially for this first game, because fuck me.
Well, that's a great segue into the Bulldogs in Melbourne, but I feel like, obviously, normally we're reviewing 8 garbage games of this sport. This week will only be 4, but the runtime could be fucking longer, so I feel like it's important for us to structure our takes. I'm going to recap what kind of happened in the game just off the top of my head real quick, and then I'll toss over for you for the analysis.
All right.
And then I'll give mine once you've said your piece. So the Bulldogs... going down in Melbourne in a thriller in Manila by 8 points in the end off of William Warbrick intercept try in the 78th minute in what was a tumultuous game. The Dogs fought bravely but fall in the end, and a lot fucking happened in this game. We start off, and honestly, before anything else happens, Kickow fucking collapses as if he's been sniped from somebody in the crowd 3 minutes in.
I was like, what happened?
And, you know, I was thinking Cat won 11-day stand down straight ahead, but he was also clutching at his cheekbone. Fucking similar to Sam Burgess in the grand final in 2014.
But he's all good.
And it didn't look good. And, you know, immediately after that, the Bulldogs did look a little bit shell-shocked. You saw Eli Katoa walk through their fucking try line in the 5th minute, and they did look a little bit rattled. Obviously, in the 13th minute, the world stopped on its axis when Stephen Crichton went down in what looked to be a syndesmosis injury. He battled on bravely for about 5 minutes before he succumbed to that, comes off the field. And then here comes the saviour. The man that puts the C in Canterbury, Toby Sexton, holding the interchange card and hoping the hope of the Bulldogs, comes on, literally scores some garbage in 2 minutes. Because
and everyone rejoiced.
Kickout came on and apparently healed his facial fracture. He scores in 2 minutes. And then, obviously, Bulldogs fight their way back into this contest. You get the pointless fucking penalty where they hit fucking Josh King in the head when they didn't actually. Melbourne go up 8-6. Bulldogs go down there, score again through the might of Carraz, who played on 1 foot. Go up 12-8 in the end. And then, obviously, you have the 40-20 from Peasant, the short side raid. Lasardi scores. Melbourne go up at halftime. And pretty much just end-to-end footy in that next 20 minutes of the next half. Not many opportunities for either side. Burden crashes over in a one-on-one miss by Anderson, proving that he is indeed a better centre than he is 5'8". Melbourne looked to be rattled on the ropes, but the super sub Wishart crashes over off a great offload from Stefano, and Harry Grant finds him. He crashes under the post. They're leading by 2 with 2 minutes to go. Bulldogs I feel like what's lost is like if that play goes differently, they score. These cunts actually win, which I feel like is getting lost in the narrative. But in the end, Kickout fucking turns into Tom Brady and pegs it at Warbrick, who goes 80 meters. For those that were on the Bulldogs plus 6.5, a crushing way to get fucking taken down on the point spread. But Melbourne win and cover, win by 8, and book themselves a trip to the preliminary final where they will probably host fucking Canberra Sharks, for God's sake. And they have a bit of time to get healthy, and the Bulldogs are reeling with a big fucking casualty ward after this one. Chris, were the Bulldogs valiant and courageous in defeat, or are you leaning in a different direction?
Listen, for 27 rounds, we've discussed, and often one of these teams is para because they always seem to fucking lose when they play good. Oh, this team played good, but they lost. This team played good, but they lost. Listen, motherfuckers, this is finals. You either win or you lose. And the fact of the matter is, and Matt, this is directly at you. Sorry, we haven't shouted the boys out. Matt.
I'll get to them during my segment.
You guys are 0-2 in the finals. And in my book, you will be 0-3. Listen, I get it, but you cunts literally rolled the dice with fucking everyone. So I don't think Stephen Crichton deserved to get injured, and I don't believe in that. But you rolled Kuraz could have went down in 5 minutes. We don't know. Right? You rolled the dice. You were just like, fuck it. Hayes is going to play. Kuraz is going to play. We're going to fucking, no matter what, we're going to have to try and win this game. And I actually think, from that just reeked desperation that you cunts knew intrinsically, regardless of what happened to Crichton or not, that you would not beat Penrith next week. And that's what you cunts were afraid of. You were like, fuck it, we have to beat Melbourne because we play Penrith and we're not going to be able to beat them because it's Penrith versus Penrith and Penrith only wins that, i.e. the actual Penrith. Dogs, I think post-season and maybe post-next week, I think their season review will be the most explosive of ever. Whatever, Serraldo, Gus, I don't give a fuck who it is, Matt. Fuck the whole team. And it's not Galvin. You cunts just don't know how to play fucking postseason. Simple. This is the second season you cunts have just fucking collapsed. And yeah, okay, you were close in this game. Again, you cunts were close. You were close in the Manly game. And conveniently, Kohler just fucking rolls over, goes through the whole team and scores. And little ounces of that were in this game too, with Warbrick catching the ball off the intercept and there's no dog in sight and game over. Would you cunts have scored if it got through? Ifs, buts, and maybes don't win you finals game, so I don't give a fuck at the end of the day. And I was happy we covered this game because, to be honest, leading up to the game, all I heard is how good Melbourne were and the spread wasn't moving. That's what I said before. And this one was the dagger into the Bulldogs because I'm sick of these cunts. How can you go 3 games straight losing and then you go to Melbourne and think you're fucking Eshays and go win that game? Fuck off. Get the fuck out of the finals. They really pissed me off in this game because they could have literally played this hard, this good in so many other matches and maybe had a home final and maybe didn't have to go down to Melbourne. And maybe some of their players would have been fit and maybe a million things could have happened, but you can't choose the convenient time to try your fucking guts out against the team, which I'll get to in a second, who maybe tried for 10 minutes? They didn't even give a fuck they were in the finals. They were just like, yeah, fuck it. Who cares? We lose, we win. We're here, lad. We can really show it on. And at the end of the day, Melbourne's talent won them the game. Having the ability to have Wishart come off the bench and essentially score that try, that, in my opinion, that was the dagger for Bulldogs. That was it. The talent is just on one side. And everyone wants to blame Galvin for the season they've had, but there's got to be others to blame. I mean, Burton was awful at 5'8" until Crichton went off. And then he turned into the Dally M Centre of the Year. We've said it from day one he should be playing centre. I mean, this guy doesn't know how to play 5'8" at this point. There's a million things that's gone wrong, but I'm going to put it down to the coaching staff. Gus, Serraldo, the gods that they are, and they've really turned around this club from where the fuck they were. The past 2 postseasons, they have fucked their season before the postseason's even begun. They fucked it last year, losing to Manly, Cowboys, Manly again. This year, how many fucking losses have they had coming into the end of the year? 1 million? Next week is just a fucking another dagger. You're already 10.5 because the whole team's injured. Kruger's not going to play. Kiraz is playing on one leg. Toby Sexton, the saviour, has a fractured rib. He probably won't play. Kickout's in doubt. Cunts are fucking running out there with me and Tuala. Oh, he's injured as well. Sorry, he fractured his arm as well. Cunts are fucked. Season's done. You gave it all. But I think it was a little too late. And truly, I was so happy Warbrick ran that meters to put the dagger into him because they could have saved this season so long ago. But guess what? Now they want to fucking show up in Melbourne. Onto the Melbourne side. Cunts need to wake up. But intrinsically, I don't know how you cunts find a way to win these games because honestly, you tried for 10 minutes. Munster didn't even play, in my opinion. Was he even there?
Until he went to fullback.
Obviously, he thinks he could catch everything, but if they are fully healthy, they will win the grand final. If Hughes comes back. I can't see this team winning the grand final without Hughes.
Who needs Hughes?
No. They can't win the grand final without Hughes. Eventually, this non-trying, just fucking nonchalant going to win games is not going to work anymore. But whoever goes to Melbourne, in my opinion, is going to fucking die come week 3 because either the Sharks have to go through the gauntlet and beat Raiders in Canberra, or Canberra's going to come out with 2 battle wounds on their turn, the 90 minutes they played today, and Cronulla's not going to be no easy beat. So I think they'll make the prelim final. It sounds like in Bellingham's press conference post-game that Hughes will be back for the week 3, which is some miracle. But
so will Pappy.
Fuck that. Who the fuck's going to go there and win? So essentially, in my opinion, I think Melbourne have gone all the way to the grand final. But to win the grand final, you're going to have to play a lot better than that. You luckily played an under-strength dog side, but at the end of the day, strength or no strength, whatever happens in the game, it happens in 80 minutes. And in finals footy, like we saw today, Raiders had won the game twice, but they didn't actually fucking win because the full-time whistle wasn't done. To win finals games is difficult, no matter who you fucking play, except if you play Warriors in New Zealand with that lineup. Finals games are always going to be difficult. So the fact that they won, hats off to them. We'll see them in the prelim. Dogs, cunts are finished.
All right, devil's advocate, because you did go on a bit of a rampage on the Bulldogs.
Fuck these guns.
As far as the season review goes, I'll give you every point you made because they have been a fucking clown show ever since the Galvin saga and everything that's led up to that. Fault. Particularly in the last couple of rounds, right? But I guess like if I'm a Dogs fan and I'm watching this podcast, I'm like, why are you screaming at us for trying? Like, would you have?
They shouldn't have been in this position.
We just go and give up.
Yeah.
Like, considering what they had and how garbage they had been playing, is it not commendable that took Melbourne down to the wire?
Put it to it this way, right? If they went and got raped by Melbourne, like 50-0, and they went and played Penrith and really tried their guts out and lost by 2, would we say that they failed their season based off the Melbourne game?
Of course.
It's the same principle. No, I think you cunts failed your season even before this game even kicked off. Why are you cunts expecting yourselves just to go to Melbourne and win? And the way that the coaching staff put it was, we've prepared this whole time for these cunts to win this particular game. You can't put all your eggs in one basket to go beat Melbourne. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. And the fact that you guys did that and didn't take the rest last week, it's just a fucking shit show. Like, you put all your eggs into this game. I named you 5 players that are out next week because of your own fucking stupidity. And Kiraz was lucky he came back in this game. Yet last week you're running out everyone against Cronulla when it didn't matter. I mean, they're 10.5 next week. I understand the whole point that, okay, let's look at this individually. This game was probably their best finals performance they've ever had. But the reason they lost is because of everything else they've done. I can't imagine would Penrith, Bulldogs storm home at the end against the tired Melbourne team who looked like they didn't want to fucking be there if they just had an extra week rest? Who knows? Maybe they would have won.
Well, are you arguing that Critter's fucking ankle twist and kick out getting shouldered in the head is down to rest?
Maybe the ankle injury wouldn't have happened. You don't know. And the fact last week didn't matter, and this week, like, if you played like they did last week, they probably would have beaten Cronulla. If they played like this week. They were good.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck about
Who gives a fuck if they were good, though? Who cares if they were good? They lost by 8. Like, it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. And next week is the 50-0 that I'm wishing for that should have happened this week will happen next week.
Yeah, of course.
So, at the end of the day, if you look at this game individually, okay, good job, guys. You had a great performance. I'm not going to be happy for you cunts. You want me to lie on YouTube? I'm not going to lie. You can't suck ass. Goodbye. Adios. You cunts going to get raped by Penrith as well. And you fucked the whole season. Serraldo, Gus, whoever made all these decisions going into the end of the season, you cunts fucked it. The fact Reed Marty didn't play and the middle of the park expands into fucking nothing when Stefano comes onto the field is all because you cunts want to go, oh yeah, we'll fucking put Sexton in. And he scored a try off his knee and he's a sick cunt. Sick cunt, huh? See you cunts against Penrith next week. I think you already know what my preview is going to be. Fuck this team.
Okay, fair enough. I had a bit of a very different take to you based on this particular game. The screaming at Serraldo has been done for about 6 weeks and will continue once the season's done because him and Gus have fucking steered the team into the dirt, essentially. But as far as this particular game goes, I really don't feel like the Dogs did that much wrong. The injuries to Kick Out, who eventually came back on, Anari, Stephen Crichton in the 10th minute, like these were all innocuous injuries to me. Him just planting his foot in the ground and syndesmosis for his ankle. That's like, it's not like it was a hamstring fucking tweak or something where it's a soft tissue injury because he's just been working too hard for the season. So I feel like they were unfortunate for those things to happen. But from the dog side, I feel like it does make for interesting conversation that they look like a completely lost fucking side for about 5 weeks, including 20 minutes of this game, until Burton goes to left centre and Sexton comes on to play in the halves with Galvin, which, to be honest, did Galvin even fucking play this game?
Yeah,
he did nothing from
Galvin was
finish,
shit as
right?
well, yeah.
But with Sexton on the field, they actually did look like a completely different side. And once he came on, I genuinely felt like there was a lot of errors from both sides. And although the game was entertaining because it was close, to me, this could have been a fucking random Thursday night football game that no one gives a fuck about. Carraz, 3 errors in his own 20-metre line. Warbrick and Coates taking turns and knocking the ball on for no reason. No respect for the footy from either side, really. Piggyback penalties. Just shit quality footy. And
shit game.
As far as like what Melbourne's strengths are, knowing what they would do well, I didn't see any like quality kicks to Warbrick or Coates, knowing that they had dirt guarding them on the other side. We did a whole preview of how garbage the fucking Bulldogs backline was, and they actually lost Critter in 10 minutes. And these cunts were like incapable of actually taking advantage of it properly, which just shows me that it's actually very hard to execute under the pressure of finals footy. And for a side that we're saying has Munster and Grant, and these are the sort of players that could actually step up to the challenge, I felt like both teams were a little lost throughout the game. But Melbourne, maybe a star is born in Jonah Peasant.
Wow, that's good.
The try assist for Eli Katoa in the 5th minute was off his pass. He kicked the 40-20 for the Lasardi try. He actually pumped fucking Matty Burton on the try line to save a try as well. Line break assist when Eli Katoa did the cutout to Warbrick on the other side and pretty much dominated the kicking game for the whole game. We said in the preview that Wishart probably will come off the bench and Peasant will start. And Howarth ended up not playing at all, so Anderson was there. But from my perspective, it was genuinely, like, these cunts easily would have lost if Peasant didn't just come out and play a 10 out of 10. Like, literally had to blink twice thinking Cooper Cronk's out there. Thank fuck for this guy. And Munster essentially was playing front row until Nick Meani's HIA, and then he went to fullback and continued playing front row from there.
But at least that was fascinating. He was kept running, taking runs.
I'd say thank fuck Harry Grant came back because honestly, if there's one thing to take out of this contest with Melbourne, outside of Eli Katoa and Stefano, I mean, these forwards are fucking dreadful.
Yeah.
Like, Josh King's a workhorse, but this cunt's literally a knight at the end of the day. Like, sure, you can work hard and fucking do whatever, but him, Liero, Lasati is just there, like, because Blore is out as well. Alec McDonald, like, these cunts were all fucking essentially backing down to the Dogs forwards who have been raped about 8 weeks in a row. And once the Kurt Mann and Harry Hayes, future Australian fucking vice captain, once these boys came on, I actually feel like the last 15 minutes of the first half and probably the first 30 minutes of the second half, they actually did win the ruck for the majority of this game. Like I said, the shit call, like the Dogs fans don't want to cry about the 2 points. I don't think Harry Grant's fucking cannonball tackle was a penalty either, and you can't immediately scored after that as well, so I don't really give a fuck. I feel like that's 15 all.
Oh, yeah, that was garbage.
That was garbage, but again, so was the penalty, so it cancels each other out. So I feel like from the Dog side, it creates a lot of conversation of, well, did they actually fuck their season by dropping Sexton and Marnie? I think Bailey Howard had 14 missed tackles in the middle of the park, which I know Marnie would never do that in a finals game. And we've been banging the table for weeks being like, where the fuck's Reed? And I feel like
this game
don't worry about him coming off the bench and, oh, lucky we had Sexton. No, this motherfucker should have been starting. Like, he is a better 9 than Bailey Howard, and there's no reason for him to not be there. His kicking game, his service from dummy half, his defense, his grit, his tenacity, all these things are made for fucking finals footy. Yet he wasn't there because Seraldo and Gus just fucking don't like him anymore. And Hayward, he didn't do anything great, but a lot of missed tackles and sloppiness in the middle of the park, which was garbage. In the end, I feel like the game was played as a 50-50 contest, but considering what Dogs were left with by the time Preston's fucking right centre, Sexton comes in thinking he wasn't going to be in the side at all. He's playing halfback for 70 minutes. Burton's playing left centre. Jerry's not there. And in the end, it was pretty much a 50-50 contest for 78 minutes until they throw an intercept. So I'm not going to come on and bash the Bulldogs in this specific game because I'm not sure what more like they really could have done. I'm not sure how much better they could have played outside of some simple errors or whatever. And on the Melbourne side, they're going to need to be 10 times better if they are to compete with a few of the other sides that we saw really take over this weekend.
The two sides that they're going to play. I mean,
I would rather play shit and have 14 days to figure things out by going into a prelim final where you, like as you mentioned, either play a Raiders team that will be like, or a Sharks team that haven't proven that they can go to Melbourne and win in a finals game for a long time, even though they were impressive.
But they have beaten Melbourne.
Yeah, of course, but
they also Raiders though.
Of course, but they also did get raped by 40 both finals games last year when they had to go on the road. So obviously they had a step in the right direction for them, but it's kind of broken Melbourne's way ever since this specific game with the Dogs injuries and, you know, skating through with no injuries, knowing that Hughes and Pappenhausen end up coming back obviously sets them up for a real title push, but they need to play 10 times better, and I feel like they actually are somewhat vulnerable in the middle of the park with how awful their forwards played. Shout out to JB and Jeremy. A bye for you, lads. Shout out to Matt, Chris Chris, Tiam, all the boys. Your season is fucking over, but you do just get a nod of approval for me for this game because you didn't back down and you really went out there and played your fucking tails off.
You're being too nice. And I'm not a hypocrite, at least. If we're going to talk shit about Titans when they have no one out there and they want to try, and when fucking Tino comes back, they want to give up, same principle applies here, in my opinion. And this was a final scenario. When was this fucking tenacity when you cunts played all those other fucking retards? I don't give a fuck. Actually don't care. If we're going to say about Titans every single week, when you don't have Tino, these cunts go win, then it's the same principle for Dogs. You cunts were like, oh yeah, Critter's gone down, now we'll wake up. Why don't you just fucking play when... especially, and number one culprit of this is Burton. Where is all this when Critter's there? What the fuck? You actually, he was great.
I know, yeah.
That was the best performance I've seen.
He's a centre. He shouldn't be playing 5.
I think next week, and again, we'll get to next week, but if Serraldo and Gus want to put Burton at 6, I will go in their house and strangle them. Because next week is the perfect opportunity to put him fucking centre. Because you can't have no centers left. Use your brain, please. Fucking hell. It should just be Sexton and Galvin. And Reed, just go to Bali. Drink water's waiting for you. Fuck these cunts.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Clearly, I don't know what it will take for you to get into 17, but they just are completely off you, which is, again, more commentary in the season review, which we may as well do tonight because you cunts are fucking finished next round. But shout out to the Bulldogs. I feel like you boys do deserve a bit of credit for this week, even though the nuke is coming later. Once the season review is in order. And we move on to those Wars. Shout out to the Wars for trying their hardest and ended up getting raped 13 plus by the Panthers, who... How long did they try for, really? 10 minutes? 8 minutes?
Listen, this is the 2-minute review. I'm scared. This can't have the dream draw. Fucking hell. We might get it again. I would not be surprised if they go win. Everyone is playing like dirt. And it's just perfect for these cunts. And what the dagger will be, you haven't thought of this yet because you haven't comprehended that Raiders
Melbourne Penrith again?
No, you haven't comprehended that Raiders have lost. These cunts are going to go to Brisbane and put another knife into fucking Brisbane, aren't they? That will be worse than any other fucking knife in my back ever. Because Brisbane, the world will be on their side and they have that fucking blood in them to beat them from the last grand final. I just don't, I can't. After today, if Razor won, it wouldn't have been as bad.
I know, yeah.
Because, Brisbane, all right, go to Melbourne and fucking give up, sure. But the fact that they're going to have a chance to knock these cunts out on their home turf and be the first team to do it, where they thought that they won the grand final 2 years ago, that's torture. That is torture. But in terms of this game, really, it's a 2-minute review. They're like a fucking boa constrictor, these cunts. My dad, shout out to my dad, who's not here, but we were watching the game together and he goes, Warriors have got him. This is Penrith. Penrith don't look the same. The Warriors have got him. They're going to get on top of them. 10 points is enough. You don't get it, do you? These cunts, they will just fucking restrict you until you fucking explode. And, the fact, again, these 16 teams never learn. Why are you cunts taking the 2? Of course they're going to score a try. It's Penrith. Did you see the try they scored in the clean? The 40-meter forward pass that obviously was just fucking missed by Grant Atkins, and they'd go score and essentially put the dagger into them. Of course they're going to score. So why the fuck are you going for 2? To cover 10.5?
They can't score themselves.
Yeah, I know. All right. Halasima, give him the Rookie of the Year. This cunt's possessed. Like, what a player. The only sign of life. But outside of that, like, Penrith being Penrith in the finals, to be honest. Like, they made Warriors look like dirt. I know they're awful, but in a final scenario... And Warriors were G'd. Like, Warriors looked fucking on at the start. Like, they were fucking putting shots on. They were keeping Penrith to low meters. The backline couldn't make shit, but... It's a 80-minute game and Penrith is just like waiting for these cunts to make one fucking mistake, and it came. And before even the McLean try, they looked like Warriors was so close, but then McLean scored and that's it. Like,
can I ask you a question? Was there 1 minute of this game that you thought Warriors were going to win?
No.
Yeah.
I know some people would have been like, maybe.
I sat there simultaneously like, holy fuck, Warriors are playing so good. But the back of my mind was like, well, like, just skip to the part where Penrith score and then these cunts capitulate. And then, like, not only do they score, but then it's like the garbage comes later in the game. Yeah. Edwards fucking catches the ball, slides 70 meters, and then he's like, oh, fuck, nah. I'll offload it.
And then the Alamotti
one. And then, like, instead of Alamotti being fucking tackled in his own in-goal, like, fucking Jed Stewart managed to get his asshole into the in-goal today. It's like, oh, I'll just bomb it. I'll do a dog wang kick, but all good. It will bounce to Garner of all cunts, who will throw an NFL quarterback pass to McLean. Grant Atkins isn't there because he's like, well, Chansy's going to be bringing it back 50 meters. No one calls and they score. And then 2 seconds later, Halasima drops it and they score again.
Yeah, they rolled the dice at that point. That was fine.
Look, from my perspective, it was fucking torrential downpour to start this game. Literally, these cunts were playing inside of a hurricane. Warriors came out...
possessed.
Like, you couldn't ask anything more out of these cunts. The forwards were, like, completely manhandling this Penrith side. You had, four fucking Panthers errors off kicks in the first 10 minutes. Literally 99% weight of possession into the Warriors' favour. The penalty where they go up 2-0. They maintain that lead for about 20 minutes. All the possession, all the ball. And I want to say Penrith's probably the only motherfuckers in this sport that would only be down 2-0 after all that. And you know, like...
Here they come.
You're watching the game, it's like that fucking... The meme music is playing in the background. It's being played on 0.1 speed and you're like, all right. After all that, like, hard work and commitment and, you know, good play that the Warriors showed for 20 minutes that would surmount to a fucking 12-point lead for anyone else in this sport. And normally I would come and scream at Warriors, be like, you cunts can't score. I'm not going to do that because, you know what?
Everyone does it.
No one would score against these motherfuckers. It's just a black brick wall. Yeah, I know. Not that Warriors are any good, because fuck me, boys.
I actually did.
Tanner Boyd and Taras were just
yeah, but
just
I feel like they deserve more credit. Like, I know you gave a lot of credit to... I actually think Warriors deserve a lot more.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
And after all that, it's just like, I'll just throw the ball at Papali and you just score on the post. And it's 6-2, and I'm like...
Lines in jeopardy.
I'm like, well, fuck. I alternate 15 and a half in jeopardy now because we're lucky to score in this fucking match.
Yeah.
You know? And for as much credit as I can give the Waz, as much excuses of, you know what, would this contest be different if Metcalf and Barnett played? Particularly Metcalf. Maybe. Sure. It would have been closer, but like, what... You couldn't go into a more hostile environment where shit doesn't go your way for the first 20 minutes of this game. The opposition is so fucking hyped up, playing physically, dominating you, forcing errors, not making errors of their own. In that torrential fucking downpour, Warriors were 18 of 18 at halftime. These cunts went down 6-2. Came out of the sheds, conceded in 2 minutes.
You can't do shit against this team.
And you know what? To Warriors' credit, like, these cunts didn't give up, right? They scored the Halasima try shortly after, and it looked like they had a bit of a roll-on going. But as I mentioned, the slip and slide that was Edwards and Alamotti, which they refused to go out. I swear any motherfucker not wearing a Panthers jersey would fuck those motherfuckers.
It's obviously Alamotti as well. I know Jenkins would have gone out. Alamotti, the fucking rat bag.
So after for finals. So after all that, like, Penrith ended up 13-plussing an unfortunate Warriors side that didn't deserve to go down and fucking lose by 16 because of how well they played. But in the end, no Metcalf, no Barnett, and realistically... They stuck in the game and they didn't even do like what the world wanted them to. What was the fucking conversation from me, you, Sean Johnson? Second phase, throw the footy around. You can't beat Penrith playing like Penrith. They actually played better than Penrith playing like Penrith for fucking half an hour, but doesn't mean anything. Cleary is just like parks them down that side for 6 hours. Whereas, like, Penrith are the only cunts that don't lose possession on the dropouts.
Yeah.
Like, every other team would go short and get it back.
He got like 4 dropouts
I know,
in a row.
and Warriors didn't get one of them back. And in the end, it's just like, even the fucking one line break Warriors made through Tanner Boyd, it's like, Chanzi's can't support because, credit to Chanzi here, like, every kick he diffused, he ran for 600 meters, but, like, Tanner Boyd makes the break. There's no fucking players there whatsoever. And in the end, the Warriors just didn't have enough bullets in the gun to actually do anything. Shout out to Penrith. On paper, what was an easy game for them to go and win, but in practicality, it's not easy to go on and take on a whole fucking nation and have the first 20 go against you the way it did and end up coming out just, we just win 13 plus, and it just didn't even break a sweat in the end. So,
like, if Metcalf and Barnett play well, they would have been down 8-0.
Sure, yeah.
They still would have won.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just like, yeah, sure.
They're just fucking robots. But there was a malfunction in the robots for about 65 minutes, led by one particular All Blacks. And it will be the same fucking team that runs out there, hopefully in 2 weeks' time. Because as far as I'm concerned, next week doesn't matter for these cunts. Because, holy fuck, dogs. Like,
yeah.
Who the fuck's going to play anywhere in this team? I don't know.
Have you ever seen a side fucking come 7th and then go to another country's 8-point favourites and then follow it up to a top 4 side and be even bigger favourites the week after?
They're going to be... Yeah, I know. It's incredible. They're going to be... They're 10-point favourites in back-to-back games.
I know. And you know what? After that, they don't even fucking... You can't even say they need to go to Canberra and at least that will be a test because now they go to Brisbane, Carrigan won't play. Who knows? I'm waiting for the tweet that Walsh is out with a fucking headbutt suspension. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're
fucked.
And then they can go to Brisbane as 12 and a half point favourites, sure. And then they can be 20 and a half point favourites in the grand final. Hughes, Pappy, and fucking...
No. Cronulla win that game.
Cronulla will win, but Blake Brayley, Adam
will
Fanua Blake, and Ronaldo will just go down with fucking cinders Moses. Fuck this team. Whoever knocks these motherfuckers out, I'll claim them. I'll put my fucking... the underwear of this team on and come on the podcast.
Well, look, I mean, not to jump ahead, which we're going to, Ezra has to play in 2 weeks if this cunt's fucked. Like... there's no, like, if that's the only way you beat these cunts. Because if you don't have Walsh...
They can't do that to us. But anyway, shout out to the Panthers for...
But he did headbutt him.
for continuing this great run, and it's set up for you guys to at least make another prelim, and who knows where you go from there. If the narrative from 17th to 5th straight premiership happens, then... I can't say anything about this team, and really there's nothing bad for me to say about them. I'm just fucking over it. Like, someone just end this shit. It's Blaze Talangi and Co. Come on, cunts. Wake up.
They were all shit.
It's Blaze Talangi and Somerton. You can't fucking lose 13 plus.
Yeah, Kenny didn't play. They did miss Kenny. Don't worry, conveniently he comes back to NRL fucking
Hayward. On the WA side, look.
What a good season.
You had a good season, boys, and you didn't go out like punks or bitches or anything. You really like fucking fired up and brought the fight to these boys in the middle of the park. You just lost in the class areas. You can't run out Tanner Boyd against Nathan Cleary and win. So shout out to the Waz. We'll get to you pricks in the season review. And I'm low-key happy that I don't have to watch these.
They were a sad watch because they fucking don't have players. But, wow, they had a few stars, big outreach season. And something I want to do in the review, which I've been thinking about now, is next season's top 8. And... what's very interesting is we're going to come on and say, well, these guys are going to make it. But
someone's going to miss.
Who the fuck's going to drop out? Like, it's very hard to determine right now because you look at all of them and you're like, you can't say Warriors because Metcalf will be back. So it's like, it's a very interesting scenario. So we'll see. But Warriors, I actually thought, like, between the Dogs and the Warriors, you cunts deserve so much more credit. You played a fucking brick wall. Like, you gave it everything you had with no one out there. And you literally... what's interesting is you have given it everything you have every single game. It's just you cunts just have nothing. And shout out to you cunts. Like, they really gave it a red-hot crack. I was really against them towards the start of the season, but wow, they're back end of the season without Metcalf, without Barnett. They really gave it a fucking crack. And again, Halasima, wow, what a stars.
These cunts lost by 50 every week.
Listen, they tried last week.
Did they?
How funny Manly is.
Sure.
They don't even have players.
I don't know if you're just rage baiting cunts, but I don't know how you can be like, Dogs, you guys are fucking garbage, and then be like, well, you good job, Warriors, for getting.
I like Warriors now. They tried. And anyone that like tries a little bit against Penrith, like to play like Penrith. The only thing I don't like is like Webster. Like, come on, bro. Like, at least try and offload. Like, the only way you genuinely beat this team is to do something different. That's the problem. That's the only thing you can say about Warriors.
They're just unfucking beatable. Fuck them. What can you say?
You know what's interesting?
They played fucking Brisbane, who are the greatest attack of all time, as evident today. They beat that. They beat fucking Melbourne when they were the highest scoring attack of all time. They beat every other shit cunt that plays like Penrith. They beat the Dirtbags by 50 that don't do either of them, a la Sharks. They beat the fucking most talented team, Roosters, by 60. Who gives a fuck?
Well, what's interesting, I think you mentioned this like a few days ago. The last time Penrith lost was the Taft game. So like when Warriors were playing, I was kind of like, well, if these guys are going to lose, they're going to lose to some fucking idiots,
some
aren't
moron.
they? Yeah, because like the time before that they've lost was fucking Cameron Smith, and we can't reincarnate him, so it's fucked. But you know what? You got to give credit when credit's due. These cunts are just on a heater.
Anyway, who gives a fuck about this game?
Let's
move on to 8 p.m. on Saturday night.
Where are they? They're not coming. They're not going to watch this shit.
We're all 13,000 Sharkies fans at the fortress that is known as Shark Park treated themselves to going out there and watching the Roosters score 10 points as they closed at $1.65 favourites for the second time this year at Shark Park and had a fucking dagger put into their season by the Sharkies. Put some fucking respect on the Sharkies. Shout out to J-Maz and Barnsey. This is the last fucking shout out you boys will get until the season review. Pack it up and get the fuck out. And shout out to Footy Mark. Don't think I've forgotten about you in the comments, my friend. Take that L and up the fucking Sharkies respectfully.
No Sharks fans, I tell you. Every single Roosters fans doesn't shut the fuck up. Like, I don't think we even gave them that much shit. We didn't expect them to make the 8, sure. They made the 8, and I came and said, you cunts, anything from here is overachieving what you cunts had. And all week, just like money going on Roosters. It was incredible. Like, no one even saw the light of day of Sharks. They're like, nah, well, Roosters will win. And I was just like,
of all our takes, I think the most what are you guys thinking was the Sharks one? Why would you take points with Sharks at Shark Park? Roosters are going to fucking pump them.
Why would we not take points with this team? Like, I mean, Brisbane are, but like you said, we're going to get a tweet after this recording that this cunt's not going to play. Sharks are the scariest team in the finals right now. I mean, in my opinion, and I look, I'm going to disclaimer. I do love Sharks, and I do put them above these fucking morons, i.e. dogs, because I like them more than dogs. It's just the way it is. If you want to watch unbiased podcasts, go fucking watch NRL 360. Talk about the Walsh fucking penalty for 4 hours. Who gives a fuck? In my opinion, it's not easy to keep Roosters to 10. Oh, yeah. Regardless. Like, with Mark offloading,
you glad he's
so much to say about Mark. Stop fucking offloading. Get it, cunt. Every time he got the ball. I actually said when watching the game, I was like, he might offload twice in the one tackle. That's how good he is.
Offload to himself and then offload again.
Fucking drop one. Do you ever drop one anymore? But anyway, regardless of that, to keep the possession that Roosters had in that first 20 minutes, I was like, after fucking Ronaldo wants to drop it, was like, holy fuck, how the fuck are we only down that much?
4-0,
fucking hell. Like, breathe. Like, we actually have a chance. And any other year, I would say Cronulla would probably be down 20-0 by that point. In a finals game, in a game they have to win. And they kept them to 4. And I was like, if we get down the other end, they're still going to fucking defend their guts out. But I know we can score. And MVP, whatever you want to fucking call him, outside of today's performance from one particular toilet water boy, Braden Trindle, holy fuck. I mean,
what a performance.
Who's this guy? I mean, someone sign him. Raiders, you need a fucking half. Grab him. I mean,
he's so good.
Wow, what a performance. Unlocked the left edge of the field. And the first try really, I think, even though Roosters did give it a red hot crack until Rudolph scored, the fact they conceded that try and then immediately the try before halftime.
It was bad.
It was, from there, I think it was too much, no matter what. Roosters really did give it a crack in the second half, but those 2 tries, the 2 Ronaldo tries, really fucked them over. I don't know what the fuck Sam Walker's doing, like on the left edge. But anyway.
Playing handball.
The only thing I want to say about like the Sharks as well, they actually saw that opportunity. They were like, if we fucking score here, once this cunt fucked it up, we just fucking spread it left and we actually score, these cunts are going to be like shaking going into halftime. And once they went up 12-4 at halftime, I was pretty like, these cunts should bring it home. But I know Roosters will score first. And conveniently, Roosters did score first. Hines took the 2 points for no reason.
To cover,
apparently, to make sure we'll cover plus 2.5. But again, no reason at the end. He drops at the next set, which
on halfway.
I was actually fucking about to break something because of this cunt. But again, I should have known. It was just that sort of game. Sharks were just repelling them.
Mate.
They were like, I mean, to repel Roosters towards the end of this season is a fucking mission. We've seen them dismantle better teams, i.e. Dogs, defensively, earlier by kicking the ball. And, like, it didn't matter. Even they tried to kick to Tupa. I don't know how the fuck Sione, he must have had a ladder out there. Someone from the points, but he went above Tupa and caught it. But they just repelled them everywhere. And then once they came down the other end, Blake Brayley, I mean, such an underrated player throughout all of the year. He has had a great season. And on the fifth tackle, he's like, fuck it. We might as well give him the ball back 1 meter out. All this cunt rolls over James Tedesco. Rudolph, who's a player that we often make fun of because he's actually awful. At least did his job, saw the fullback and ran right at him. And Cronulla, like, there might have been 13,000 only people there, but it sounded like fucking 50,000 after they scored that try because they really deserve this win. Not just because of all the seasons that they've been garbage, but in this particular game, they played some great footy. Roosters, like I said, I actually want to fucking call out Clarkey on this. He rated this game like 89 out of 100 as like rating. This was 100 out of 100. Like, not the product that ended up being the game, but pre-match, just looking at the two teams, this was the game of the week, no matter what. Obviously, the game of the week came today, but the actual just pre-game, it had to be this one. Both teams really gave it a red-hot crack. And one thing, Todd Smith, in your first finals refereeing, you actually did a fucking decent job. Grant Atkins, you need to take get him out of the finals. I'm sick of these fucking calls every 2 seconds.
You like Todd Smith, huh?
I like him. He gave us calls.
Fucking strangle him in a minute.
But
what calls?
Grant Atkins, you can't even fucking put the whistle away.
Which game did he ref?
The Warriors one. Every time there was a call with you. So we'll have to see what finals games everyone gets coming up. But shout out to the Sharkies.
Not much commentary on the Roosters side. What do you think of them?
They did their job. Like, I'm not going to yell at them because I don't expect... At this point, I'm more thinking for the whole season. They had a good season. They didn't expect to be there. Only people I want to scream at is the fans themselves, the people that fucking bet at -2.5 on Roosters, and anyone that took them like to win this game outright. Because you're realistically saying Sharks are that awful to be 6.5. Let me just make this clear. They're not even 6.5 next week to the team coming first who's won 19 games.
Yeah.
At their home ground. But if this was at fucking Allianz, these cunts would have been 6.5 point dogs. Wow. Are they that awful? Like, or are Roosters that good? I feel like the Roosters hype got so overhyped that like they thought that they were supposed to be there in the finals when the Roosters fans just needed to reel it back and be like, all right, if we lose, it's a good season. But these cunts they're fucking cocky cunts. They're all from Bondi. What do you expect? They're just like, oh, we're so fucking good. We're going to go all the way. There's some motherfuckers that had these cunts in the grand final. Like, you cunts are lucky to get through the first fucking round.
I'm fucking completely off you. What is this shit from analysis from you, cunt? You become a Roosters fan overnight?
No. I'm saying from the totality of the season, fair enough. In terms of this fucking game, suck a fucking cock. Because nothing makes me happier than Sharks beating these pricks. But in terms of the whole season, and them themselves, they knew they shouldn't be there. They got some fucking talent out of nowhere. Mark and Robert Toya, who've been great the whole year, right? They got talent out of nowhere. And these cunts had elevated them to fucking grand finalists. Come on, bro. The fans, maybe not J-Maz, because he's been off them since day one.
Sure, yeah.
But all these fucking cunts that were in our fucking DMs talking shit. Oh, Sharks this, Sharks that. Shut the fuck up. Your Roosters aren't that good. And that was on show today. Sharkies fan, Daz, not sure if you watch this.
Fuck yeah.
You cunts are a fucking dark horse at the moment. And the fact Raiders had to go through that gauntlet today really helps your case a lot. And conveniently, this game is now on a Friday. So these cunts, realistically, only have a 5-day turnaround. I think this is on a... No, they've put the Penrith game to give them as much rest as possible on the Saturday, which we've seen. So, you can't...
Raiders Sharks Saturday night and then Penrith on Sunday to give them 20 days of rest to go and rape Bulldogs.
Why do we have a Sunday game?
I don't know.
Fucking stupid. Why do we not have a Friday game?
They've canned it.
Okay, at least... Okay, but still, it's a 6-day turnaround off a 90 fucking minute game against a war. Like, that's fucked, regardless. And you cunts are literally playing some great defensive footy. We saw the brick wall, and you cunts aren't that, but... You cunts really defended well against a Roosters side who can literally score from anywhere. So, shout out to the Sharks. Great win. Roosters, the fans suck a cock. To the team itself, you cunts had a valiant season. You guys did make a lot of errors and did everything I expect you guys to do because it's Robinson. Like, it's not much change. But in terms of the totality of season, you shouldn't have been there in the first place, and you cunts had a great year. The fans, yet again, suck a cock. You shit cunts. That's all that needs to be said.
This was a very edge-of-your-seat kind of game because there was periods and long drawn-out periods of this game where you could actually see the fucking body language of the players. Like, these cunts actually might collapse from a lack of oxygen because of how much fucking defending they've had to do. And you want to sit on Todd Smith, you're on your own. Fuck this cunt.
Nah, it's all right.
25 minutes into the game, the calls were 5-0. Roosters, 68% of the ball, all the possession, all the territory, all the calls, you name it. But Cronulla stood firm. And any other side, I'm even going to throw Penrith in there. Any other fucking side against these cunts would have at least been down 10-0, if not 16-0. With the way Roosters have been attacking for the whole year, the juggernaut offense that they are with Sam Walker, which they are, literally, all they had to show for it with fucking 30 minutes of having the ball was one fucking cut out to Nicho where he did the goose step and scored.
They're garbage try as well.
Like, individual brilliance, sure, but I can't even call that like a structural breakdown from the defense because any fucking part of the field Roosters went, there was a Sharks jersey to tackle them. I want to shout out Billy Burns, who we have laughed at for years on this podcast, but this cunt's playing like Nicho out there. It's insane.
Look, I mean,
how many times did this guy like line up and pump Leniu, pump Collins, pump Angus Crichton? Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Mary.
Anyway, after Todd Smith decided to wake up and give us one miserable call to get down there, I can't even say Roosters generally defended that bad. Sharks looked a bit out of gas at this point of the game, and they really didn't have that much structure going for them. But again, I'm going to say it because no one else in Australia will. Braden Trindle in the finals in the last couple of years has genuinely played like $1 million half.
He's so good.
His kicking game, all the fucking Sharks tries just go through him. His defense, his organising. Hines is out there just taking hit-ups. So he's incredible. He may as well have the 8 fucking jersey on his back the way he was playing.
He should have the 6. He ran the ball a lot. And it did work, like getting him quick play the balls, but he's not a fucking 7. Like, he wasn't doing shit.
It's clear that, sure, Trindle's wearing the 6, but he's playing as a 7. Yeah. And they didn't really have that much to work with, but on the last tackle, he pulls a fucking rabbit out of the hat and gives it to Ronaldo. They score to go up 6-4. And you look at the scoreboard, you're like, fuck. Sharks are going to lead at halftime after Roosters having all of the ball and all the possession and all this garbage. Then you get the fucking Sam Walker play before halftime where I'm like, fuck me. He's actually like, for them to go down 12-4 at halftime after that was like, not that they were out of the game, but considering like the weight of possession and the completion percentage, for Sharks to somehow lead by 8 points at halftime was fucking mind-boggling in my eyes. What else was mind-boggling? These cunts are up 8 at halftime. Guess what the live fucking point spread was? 2.5 minus. I'm like, are these cunts playing Penrith?
Apparently.
With Kickow and Burton and fucking Stephen
Crichton? Look, everyone just wishes for them to collapse,
And you know what? To the Roosters' credit, they came out and literally, Sharks kicked from their own 20-metre line for 20 minutes straight. Yeah. There wasn't one fucking set that they walked over the halfway line until Fanua Blake and Co came back on. And Nikora, who actually changed the game completely. But Roosters obviously, again, wasn't through any like proper fucking backline shift or anything. It was just, all right, Walker took it to the line. Kennedy was a bit slow to get there. Angus Crichton scored. I can't be mad at that. It was well executed and there's not much the Sharks could do. So for 80 minutes, Sharks conceded one fucking split-second decision that Ronaldo didn't pump Nuanganituase. He scored in the corner, which he's done against the whole league. And the grubber in behind for Angus Crichton. That's it. There was no fucking...
They couldn't score.
And I don't think that was because they didn't throw that much at the Sharks. They really did, but...
They did.
We've been saying for a long time that Sharks are probably one of 2, maybe 3 teams in this league that can actually defend like humans. And in the most important spot, in the most important situations, they mounted up when it was extremely fucking difficult and provided some resistance that I'm not sure previous Cronulla sides had the ticker in them to actually hold out this Roosters team for as long as they did. And then obviously Hines takes the 2 to go up 4 for no reason at the end. And this is really the difference in the game, in my opinion. The amount of fucking stops that Sharks made on their goal line. And then these motherfuckers, after having the ball for pretty much the entirety of this game, still with a chance to win with 5 minutes. A lot can happen in 5 minutes, which we saw today. It's just like, Sharks literally looked at them and were like, all right, we're going to give you the ball back on your 2 meter line. And they're like, fuck it, just go and score. Like, we're done.
Well, look, there were two problems in that one play, right? Who's tackling the player? One, because it was Tedesco, which doesn't make any fucking sense because it was last tackle. And hypothetically, if they don't give it to Rudolph, there's no Tedesco at fullback. Like, he's not going to get there to the right edge. So, one, where are the forwards? Two, after all of that, like, how many weeks did you constantly need to fucking rape everyone, show how good you were, beat every team under the fucking sun, and literally it comes down to, okay, yeah, short ball, not even a short ball, first fucking out from Brayley, and he walks over and the season's finished.
Yeah.
That is shit.
Yeah.
But that's Roosters. Like, I'm not surprised because did I expect them to score more than 10? I actually don't know because I actually had score predictions for all three games. I know the first one, I was so close because I said it was going to be 24-6 and it was 24-8. I don't remember. I think I said Sharks 13+, which it ended up not being. But these, like, if it comes down to the last play, I agree with you. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Roosters? But at that point, I thought Sharks were going to win anyway, regardless of Roosters.
I agree, but you know, we saw Raiders up 18 and we're like, oh, they're going to win. Like, this is fucking 8 sin bins, whatever.
Some garbage can happen.
And you know what? If they were playing Warriors and they tackled them on the 2 meter line, I'd be like, look, Warriors can never score fucking
But
anything.
Roosters?
But Roosters, give these cunts 5 minutes, who knows? No one going to need to ask. They might run 100 meters and score, right? But they didn't even afford themselves that chance. And it wasn't through sheer fatigue of, you know, we're the ones that fucking have made... Like, they had 40-something tackles in the Sharks' 20. And the Sharks might have had, what, 15? And in the end, they're just like, oh, fuck, Rudolph's there. Yeah, fuck, it's too hard. We'll just give up.
That's
and
Roosters.
To me, that's where I'm like, well, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Well, that's why they're 8th. And I think, like, we didn't say it on Tuesday because I think Ronaldo said this later in a different podcast. Shout out to him. Fuck. The fact that he scored 2 of them as well really put the dagger into Roosters because after the comments he said this plain and simple. How about you motherfuckers finish 5th and have a home final? Like, again, we had the conversation, why is this at PointsBet? They only get 13,000. He said it very clear. Why don't you motherfuckers come 5th and actually fucking have a home final? Because this is back-to-back years. You cunts have been like 7th, 8th and don't have a home final. You cunts are like a poor Roosters.
What were they last year, 3rd?
No, wasn't there a year that
they went to Penrith and got fucking destroyed?
No, there was a year they snuck in again. The year
they
before.
beat Sharks again for no reason.
Yeah, they snuck in again, right? And they won at PointsBet. But, like, how about you cunts finish there and then you'll have a home final? Like, that's a very good point. And at this point, that is why you cunts weren't having a home final. This is why you lost so many games earlier in the year. Just not brain snaps, just like, fuck it, it's too hard. We'll just let this cunt walk through. We'll let Jaden Campbell run 5,000 meters and Titans beat us in our home ground for no reason. That's the difference, right? You can't win a game against Titans or you beat the Tigers game or you win the Para game. You can't start fucking hosting a final. You'd be in front of Warriors. That's the difference. And I feel like the only way these cunts actually got through that many tackles, that much possession with Roosters was the home crowd.
Oh, yeah, if this was at Allianz.
If this was at Allianz, Roosters would have scored a shit ton in front run and probably won this game by 30. But it wasn't, and they just couldn't crack the door. And again, many years we've seen this Sharks team in a scenario that I've mentioned to you, in a scenario that they've been playing much better throughout the year, get to the offseason, play like dirt. This is the best performance I've seen from these cunts in the finals, even last year's.
Without a doubt. This tops the Cowboys' victory easily. But
100%.
Look, I feel like the game also did come down to a lot of like small moments and just Roosters' idiocy probably cost them in the end. And if anyone wants to go, I think round 20, these teams played each other where Roosters closed as favourites.
And got raped.
I could have given the exact same fucking narrative that I gave in this week where, all right, Roosters are favourites. They can play better. They are the highest ceiling team. And if everything clicks on the night, they'll win. But I'd rather put my money on the home team getting points that have showed me consistently throughout this season that, particularly at Shark Park, which I gave the stats that they have, 2 losses on the year there, that defensively they're much better. In the middle of the park, they probably are better as well. They complete higher and they do the little 1%ers better. And you look at plays like immediately after scoring the try, these cunts are about to walk through and score again and Nicho offloads to Teddy and he drops it and it's like such a back-breaking error.
Yeah. And they're
or even like, all right, Billy Smith on 5th tackle after these cunts finally defend the set, just like tries to do a 4-on-1 strip on Adam Fanua-Blake for them to even go up 4 in the first place.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah, I know.
Like, and you're talking about something that infuriated you. You like fucking Todd Smith in the bunker.
I do like Todd Smith.
How garbage was the fucking bunker review where they called the penalty for Trindle shoulder charging the player when he literally ran into him to give him the ball back with 6 minutes?
I'm past the NRL on like screaming at when they make one call and they find something else to give that call. Listen, okay, I forgot about that part, Todd Smith. I still like you, Todd Smith. Why is that not a forward pass? And why did he change the decision? The faggot. He literally called forward, and then he goes, "Nah, it's a knock on."
No. He called forward, and then he's like, "Nah, fuck it. It was a bat forward, which is technically a knock on, so we can challenge that." But oh no, this guy who ran into Trindle, we're going to give a penalty for that. And suck the world's fattest one, because the immediate play after that
challenge again.
was them kicking to Tupou and Sione Katoa running it out to the
but then they challenged later on some idiot thing, and they fucked it.
Yeah, really, like they should have actually lost their challenge in the first half. But at the end of the day, I think the Sharks should have been laying 2.5, not getting 2.5. They have been the better side the whole year. They're the more consistent side, the better defense, playing at home. And in the end, truly, if we want to say weight and possession and calls and everything were equal throughout the game, they probably win this 13+. And for them to end up winning 20-10 in a game that, I agree with Craig Fitzgibbon, they really didn't get the rub of the green. Not much went their way. They were parked on their goal line for hours at a time. For them to win 20-10, I think, does somewhat send a message to the rest of the competition that these cunts are not pretenders, that they have been in years past. Because the old Sharks fucked this game up 100 different ways.
Yeah,
but
100%.
The new Trindle-led Sharks with Billy Burns playing like Sonny Bill Williams, who knows? They might fuck around.
I think you do the same team again. Like, I don't think you can bring Nicho in. Nick, he did come on for Billy, I think, in the end of the game because this guy was tired, which fair enough. And again, Nikora fresh, like, really helped them on that right edge. So we'll see next week.
Shout out to Ronaldo and Ronaldo. That was a great battle and a good piece of entertainment on a Saturday night as well.
And Latrell needs to take some notes because fucking Iro had Toya in his fucking pocket the whole night. So shout out to my boy, Carl Iro, if he ever sees this. Wow, what a player. But yeah, Hines, wake up and Trindle get $1 million contract from Raiders. That's my strategy because the Raiders... Actually, I'll let you do it.
All right.
Where's the milk?
The Canberra Raiders go down to the greatest player of all time in the history of the NRL. After this man has drank toilet water, he's no longer human. He has turned into a bolt of electricity, a fucking god that he can run out there and literally...
just transform a whole team.
Literally beat a fucking minor premiership team 29-28 by himself. I can't think of one thing Brisbane did right without this man. And...
nah, he's shit, bro. They need Reynolds.
In my eyes, because of the stage, I will say one of like the greatest finals performance I had seen was what Cleary did in the last 20 minutes.
This has to be up.
But from start to finish of this match and what it took for these motherfuckers to win, all I can do at this point in time is come on and give a round of applause for probably the greatest 80-minute finals performance I've seen in probably fucking 10 years. I mean, this man literally single-handedly went to Canberra, down 18 points with 15 minutes left and beat these cunts. And we can get to the the intricate details of the game. And to be honest, either team could have won this game 50 different ways, lost it 50 different ways. It was the thriller in Manila that really could have gone any way, shape or form. 30 seconds before Ben Hunt kicks the winning field goal, the Raiders are like in the grandstand celebrating, thinking they won the comp. But in the end, I got to give Brisbane a fucking ton of credit for coming back and winning. And we're going to talk about the makeup of the Sharks in the way we have. But truly, this showed me a different side of the Broncos that finally, after 27 rounds, they looked like a Madge-led team. And they might not have done it for the entirety of the game. There was some soft moments that I was like, what the fuck are these guys doing? But I'm pretty sure every other iteration of Brisbane in the last decade, since their 2015 grand final appearance, would have looked at the scoreboard down 18 and fucking given up. But where there's will and where you have a fullback playing as good as this man was, there is always a way. And in this sport, nothing is ever set in stone. And it's insane in sport how moments work where literally these cunts were a hosking try away from literally winning this game by 24 points. And 20 minutes later, they're fucking on the floor as if like our season's fucked, which it probably is. Shout out to Charles Scroon. the milk has gone sour and it didn't take long. 15 minutes was all it took for the completely unraveling of this fucking franchise. But instead of flaming you cunts, which there will be moments where I do that, the most appropriate thing to do is to come on in a moment like this and take my cap off to Reece Walsh. What a fucking performance from you, my friend. Shout out to you. And Ben Hunt as well. Adam Reynolds wouldn't have made that.
He wouldn't have. Ben Hunt is ice in his veins. He's done it plenty of times with Dragons. Even though he apparently only kicked one field goal. He's done many
Lomax
things.
was kicking it for him.
He's done a lot of things for fucking Queensland as well. Like, Queensland to fuck these cunts. I think the game only starts when it was 28-12, to be honest, because if we want to talk about before, when it was before 28-12 and lead up to that point, Brisbane were awful, and everything you said was correct. Brisbane was shit.
Look, I'm happy for you to take over at the end of the game. I kind of want to go through, because a lot of it will be lost with how the game ended, and no one will really give a fuck.
Yeah.
So I want you to take that for yourself. Okay. But look, Brisbane, they came out, Ashley Klein, was awful both sides. I feel like it was a stalemate in the end, but Raiders came out possessed. He calls the roll ball. I really like what they did, and it looked like a concerted thing to bring Sags all the way from the right edge. I can't even be mad at Raiders for conceding that. For Walsh to get the ball and all eyes are on everyone on the outsides and Sags comes from out of nowhere. That was a great try.
No. Back to what I was saying. Immediately, before this cunt called roll ball, after the first hit up, the Red Sea parted for Starling. And I was like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Luckily, Ashley Klein gave him a call. But once they scored through Staz, I was like, I can't unsee what I saw from that first tackle. These cunts are going to give up at some point.
Yeah. Exactly right.
And that's exactly what happened.
The next 20, 25 minutes or so, we saw Canberra completely dominate possession. They won the forwards like there was no tomorrow. They were rolling up the ball, up the field quite easily. They did win the penalty count 4-0 in this period, but I feel like a lot of that was earned through their own ruck dominance.
Yeah, 100%.
Hudson scores who scored first? Was it Seb
Hudson?
Chris? Hudson scores first, obviously, for no reason, off the grubber from Fogarty. And then shortly after that, you see Seb Chris also score the garbage grubber from Hudson. 12-6, and Brisbane, at this point, did look a little bit rattled, in my opinion. They obviously came out and put points on the board early, but I thought the Raiders responded quite well to then go and take a lead from that moment. Obviously, it was 6 again in the Broncos' favour until Dean Mariner scores in the corner. 12-10 at this point? 12-10. And then it was 6 again until Weeks...
Split the Red Sea.
This is what frustrates me, that I have to come on and give Brisbane praise.
Because they let him walk through.
They had just allowed Weeks to walk through. And like you said, on the second play of the game, they looked like Starling was about to walk through, which he did at many different periods of this game. You had Weeks walk through, put it under the goalpost. And from this point forward, the little 1%ers of Weeks being allowed to walk into the try line was happening on the Brisbane side. And on the other side, you saw 50 different Raiders jerseys tackle Karapani at halftime, where I feel like that's what finals footy should come down to in the end. Those little moments of not conceding when you should concede and scoring when you shouldn't be able to score. And the Brisbane essentially came out asleep in the second half, got completely rage baited by Hudson, where I know this will get lost, and I don't feel sorry for... I want to clarify for you right now so you don't end up fucking punching on with me after the set. I don't feel 1% sorry for Raiders. Fuck those cunts. They lost fair and square in a game they should never ever lose. But, truly, why was Hudson sin bin?
No, that was garbage. I agree. Well, how do you get headbutted and sin bin?
Why do you get sin bin for being headbutted? Makes no sense.
Look, they got 15 because Carrigan's a fucking idiot.
Even in that case, I'm pretty sure Raiders are happy giving up fucking Hudson for Walsh for 10 minutes. Because these guys looked anemic without Walsh. They actually look like lost puppies on the field.
No, but Walsh is the problem.
Walsh is the problem. Yeah. Anyway, Brisbane get the ball back because Hudson's an idiot, and Fogarty does the knockback for the Bugatti Kyle Weeks 100-metre try. 2 minutes later, Carrigan goes shots on in what he will definitely be missing that prelim final conveniently again for Penrith. Everything works out for these sons of bitches. He gets sin bin. It's 11v12. Ethan Strange walks to the try line. It's 28-10. Nothing happens for the next 10 minutes. Obviously, Payne Haas looks like his fucking leg's about to be amputated. Carrigan's already sin binned. Walsh is out of the game. And you're thinking, all right, the game is over. Tapani walks past their players, does the offload for Hosking, who is about to score to make this, 34-10 in the end. But in the end, Reece Walsh comes back on. Hosking drops the ball. They score 2 seconds later through Walsh himself, and I'll hand over to you at this point, my friend, because a 28-10 deficit is fucking evaporated in the space of 7 minutes. Even though he missed 2 of the conversions, go figure.
That right edge was, I don't know what to say. Like, I would expect Titans. Titans is a bit far. This is a Dragons thing to do. And to do it in the biggest stage, like, I essentially think no one won this game except for Melbourne, Penrith, and Cronulla.
Sharks.
They're the only 3 teams that won this game. And I'm sorry, Brisbane fans. I want to give you guys all the credit and fuck the milk because these cunts fucked it up. But even if they fucking... Actually, it would have been a different story if the milk won. Because they don't have the garbage that's happening after this. I don't want to get into the rest of the game. Everyone watched... Well, if you haven't watched it, you should go watch the highlights of the greatest 15 minutes I've ever seen from this cunt. Wow. Whatever's in this water, bro. Like, holy fuck. To do it at the biggest stage. And it's just like...
40-20.
It's just easy for him.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Like, the 40-20... It was literally, I don't think, you could have had 2 fullbacks that wouldn't have saved that.
Yeah.
You could have 2 weeks at the back and they wouldn't have been able to save it. It was perfect on the spot.
Yeah. And you just, on third tackle, waltzed into, okay.
Third tackle, Like, the only try I'll give Raiders, like, some raps, like what the fuck are you cunts doing? The one that he hit Karapati, like, cunt. What the fuck do you think he's going to do?
Yeah, I know.
It's obviously going to be a cutout. What, is he going to give it to Shibasaki? Come on, bro. Anyway, it was a very obvious play, but once they're on that momentum, and I get it, it's hard to fucking think of what you watched on the tape, like a few days ago that Walsh does, and he likes to hit the fullback in those momentum spots, but I don't know. You could say maybe if Savage was there instead of Jed Stewart, he actually would have read that and the game would have been over. You don't know, right? Because... You know Walsh is going to throw that cut. When they were short, I was like, this cunt's not going to go shit. He's just going to hit the winger. And it was like, at that point, it was just like reeling. What I didn't like was how tired Raiders were. Like, you cunts had a week off. And this team was just rolling with players that they know they're fucked in weeks' time, which I think helped them a little bit because they were like, you know what, at least we like lose in front of our crowd. We need our crowd. We need to be able to say, all right, we're in a prelim, whatever happens, happens. And you could see the desperation. And realistically, right now, we don't know the news. This cunt did headbutt Hudson. Like, if he is not there, they're finished. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
they're fucked without
they're
him.
fucked. They could potentially lose to Bulldogs. Like, if Bulldogs pull off a miracle.
Without Walsh and Carrigan, fuck.
Carrigan's fucked.
Picora's dead as well.
Picora's finished. Haas, he did see the end of the game, but what was very, not because of the comeback from Walsh, what was very apparent is when Haas came off, they kept him on the bike. So we don't know what the fuck this cunt's done. He's just fucking going off adrenaline and keeping it warm. We have no idea.
Good play.
2 weeks should be enough. But the other 3... These cunts, like, if they want the Brisbane story, these cunts will get let off. I don't think you can even realistically let Walsh off. Harrigan maybe, and not Walsh, bro. That was fucked. Anyway.
I'm going the other way around.
Carrigan,
like, how is that not going to be a
Anyway, whatever. Regardless. Raiders. 19 wins, and it collapsed in 15 minutes. When it got to Golden Point... When Jed Stewart scored, when Fogarty scored, I truly felt like they may have won, but they're going to lose the war because both these teams, in my mind, right now, the greatest performers from week 1 of the finals were Sharks.
I agree with you.
In totality, the whole game. In terms of fucking the greatest win of the century, it was obviously Brisbane.
For sure.
But in terms of who's playing the best from week 1, it was Cronulla. And Brisbane may have won this game. Like we said, they may not win the war because conveniently they're going to play Penrith. And Raiders, like, how do you...
Yeah.
Like, a great team will turn this around, but they're not playing... see a great team. If they were playing Roosters, I'd be like, yeah, they'll beat them. Because Roosters, like, they'll do something dumb. But Sharks, the way Sharks are playing, it's like, they're, like, so consistent. And, like, I think it'll just frustrate Raiders. Raiders, like, right now, they're like, well, we have to fucking score 30. Otherwise, these cunts are going to just fucking come back. Like, they're getting skits after this game. And
that's hard to say because I'm not sure there's a team that could do what Brisbane did left in the competition.
I don't think there is. And Brisbane, I've said this weeks ago, and many cunts laughed at me, including yourself, that Brisbane are the scariest team because they can beat anyone in 15 minutes. And did I think they could do it without Mam and Reynolds? No. But did I think this cunt's going to turn into... He's even surpassed Turbo 2021. Did I think this cunt's going to turn into Jared Hayne 2009? No. Yeah. But holy fuck. I mean, you actually cannot stop him at this point. And the only way these cunts are going to lose is if he's not there. That's the only way. And, like, what's going to be sad for the league is that Brisbane may not have him in this game, which is incredibly, unlucky.
I don't think the league would allow a prelim without this playing.
Look, bro, if any time... Look, Taylor May got it. Was it Taylor May? Who got it fucking... There was a guy that got the grand final but then had the first week off. Was it Taylor May? A Penrith player, obviously. It was some prick that had the first... Literally, NRL... Put it on fucking debit, cuz. Like, interest-free. He'll do it next year. This is fucking ridiculous. Like, if he gets out of the prelim, I would shorten Penrith's odds, like, to almost favourites outside of Melbourne to win the grand final.
Yeah. Dogs and the Reece Walsh Broncos.
Like who's left? About? It's just Melbourne. Again. This game told me a lot about Raiders.
What did it tell you about Raiders? I'm curious.
Same fucking... Raiders are the worst team. We said it for years. Raiders are the worst team with a lead. And I thought this year was different. Like, how many years have we seen Raiders blow leads? Or had Raiders come back from like 20 down? We've seen that too. This was like old Raiders. And what also is incredible, and I know Hoskins is a great player. They really need him on the bench. The bench for Raiders were awful today. They let them back in the game. There was no push through the middle. As soon as Tarpany and Papali'i gone, technically they scored in that golden point period. They actually had some go forward. There were periods in that last 9 minutes when Walsh was looking for the 2-point field goal. These cunts were just like literally riding a bike. Like they weren't even riding a bike. They were barely walking up the field. And it's just what the fuck?
Which confuses me, right? Because prior to that, they were killing them. They were playing 11 players. So yeah. And they looked like they were shot out of a cannon. I'm not sure when you guys manufactured a bye for yourself, you haven't played in 2 weeks. Why are you guys tired in the last 10 minutes and Brisbane conveniently have energy?
There was one play when... Was it Hudson? No. When Walsh we forgot about that. Walsh hit the crossbar. This wouldn't have even gone to golden point if Walsh actually kicked that, and Brisbane would probably fucking scored again because you guys were dead. And Tarpany caught it after I'm like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's going on? And then Ricky had to take him off. Like, Ricky took him off the whole extra time period. Tarpany didn't play. Neither did Papali'i.
They were tired.
Like, you cunts were playing 11.
Yet Haas was playing on one leg. Piacora, they were down Piacora the whole game.
Yeah, well, no, don't go to the other team. Let alone Hudson played literally all 100 minutes.
Hudson.
And he saved them so many times.
I know, he did.
Like, I get it. The middle of the park is like much more difficult than an edge, but fucking hell, why are you cunts tired? You cunts didn't play last week. Like, holy fuck. I mean, they were so tired. I get it. Like, Brisbane take a lot out of you with Haas and Carrigan, but Carrigan wasn't there for 10 minutes. Haas was dead. Like, Haas was barely walking after that last challenge on the line.
Piacora was out already.
And you can't... It wasn't like Brisbane were just, like, peppering the middle. They just went to fucking Walsh and he did a cutout. They scored. Like, you cunts weren't doing shit in those plays, and you couldn't do shit in those plays. You needed the outside backs to wake up. So, I don't know. All of that. I didn't like... There was one thing Ricky didn't do well. Starling was fucking playing great, but, bro, how do you not put a weapon on like Owen Paddy like a little bit earlier? And I feel like when they lost the middle of the park during that second half, he really should have brought him on after that first try. You know Tarpany's dying. Well, clearly. You know Papali is like dying. You need like that ejection. I know Starling was playing great, but on Paddy coming in, I think it was Golden Point or the second half of extra
Golden
time.
Point.
Like, kind of at that point, you might as well just keep playing Starling. Like, Starling's in the game. He's ready to go. On Paddy kind of fucked it for Fogarty on that field goal because he double pumped to him when Fogarty could have just taken it first go. And I know Starling would have given it to him first go. So there's like little things like that, but we could do that the whole game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that run that they scored 3 tries in 8 minutes, fuck the whole Raiders season. And I don't want to write them off next week because, look, they're a 19-win team. Are they really going to go out in straight sets when I know the other side will? I don't know. But right now, after playing 93 minutes, how can I sit here and be like, well, a team with a 1 day extra rest, a team that is fucking flying, and they beat a team one of the best offense. Like, Roosters are probably a better offensive team than Raiders on paper.
Ooh.
Very close. And a team that's defending out of their minds, playing a team that literally had their taken away from them twice when they thought they won the game 2 times. It's very hard to do. One of them covering as well, conveniently, especially the second one. But not the point. I don't know how you guys bounce back from that. If anyone's going to do it, it'll be Ricky. But fucking hell, shout out to Brisbane. You cunts were awful. Like I said, that until fucking Hoskins dropped it, I don't see anything of promise. If you cunts are going to lose, though, to Penrith, this game will do a lot. If there's no Walsh and no Carrigan, there's nothing for me to say because you may have won the battle, but holy fuck, you're going to lose the war. And it'll be a dagger to the whole league if these cunts don't go out there. I'm going to do an early prediction that these cunts want 5 in a row and both these cunts will be suspended, which will really piss me off. But it is what it is. And if they are, which Maguire, if you're listening, whoever it is, send it to the Broncos fan. Even if he's 75%, Ezra has to play. Like, if there's no Walsh and no Carrigan, you cannot run out there with Hunt and fucking Billy Walters and God knows who's playing fullback. Ezra has to play. Has to play. Like,
Arthur's fuck me.
That's fucked. You can't do that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they're not suspended. But right now, in my book, I think they will be. Both of them.
I think Carrigan, there's literally no way in the world he won't get a week. I think they'll let Walsh off just because fuck it. Yeah. Hudson, the dog, instigated it. Anyway. So Walsh comes on. The right edge, like, has... At least we can give Brisbane the nod of approval of they went to what the Raiders' weakness was over and over and over again. And that Fogarty-Timoko connection the whole year has looked a little bit shaky at times, but you just don't expect that kind of collapse the way it occurred for them to go bang, bang, bang. You said Walsh hit Mariner on the cutout, and like, what the fuck are you thinking? How did you not see it coming? Karapani, sorry. But 2 minutes later, he goes short to Shibasaki when they're covering the winger. So it's like, why are you guys so short out wide? That you just like have fucking completely lost the plot. Jed Stewart caught the bomb after their first try, which was an impossible take. And instead of lying down in the field of play, he's just like gets up the tiniest bit just to get thrown in goal. And I'm like, why are you guys imploding like this? It's like momentum is such a tangible force that Brisbane played like dirt for 30 straight minutes of that second half. And as soon as Carrigan came back on, Walsh is just like, 40-20, try, 40-20, try.
He's kicked 2 40-20 in one game.
He didn't even kick the goals. He missed both of those goals. That's the only reason Raiders had the 2-point lead at the end anyway. And then, like you said earlier, which is an important point that will get missed, Walsh actually from 45 minutes was this close away from actually tying the game 28-all.
And there was like 5 minutes left. They would have scored again.
Which was insane. Comes down to the final play of the game.
It's a penalty. You can't say shit.
It's the obvious penalty of the world where you just can't, like...
touch them.
Easier said than done. Who the fuck am I on my couch being like, what are you doing? He's just trying to get kick pressure, and I understand. But you have to contort your... Like, we've seen too many games be decided like this. A la Manly against Harry Grant. A la, like, multiple other ones where if you're going to jump at the kicker, you need to jump and contort your body away from his leg. Because the follow-through is obviously going to come towards you. Hosking gets penalised. Conveniently, in this brand new dumbass rule, the ball is taken to the 10-meter line instead of the 40-meter line. So
because they charge it down.
They can just throw... I wish he didn't charge it down. So they can just throw the ball over and make it 28-all.
He probably would have fucking kicked it. No.
Anyway. At 28-all, I thought the Raiders, like...
They did
kind of rallied themselves a lot to get into a position where even like Seb Chris dropped it 2 seconds into goal and
They
point,
still defend.
and they still defended it. Hudson literally, with 1/4 of a lung remaining, shot out to charge down Walsh's thing, which was going over clearly anyway. The desperation from him was incredible, and they got down the other end. They end up not taking the field goal attempt. Well, Fogarty missed one, but the second one was Owen Paddy
Intercepted.
where, like, if Owen Paddy doesn't cut out and he goes short to Hudson, he probably does score. Obviously, Broncos come back and have opportunities for themselves. In the end, it all boils down to a Jed Stewart fingernail. If he doesn't knock the ball into Karapani, then Fogarty scores under the post and Raiders win and cover somehow. And they book themselves a prelim where they have 2 weeks to heal and rest and come back to the building to take on most likely Penrith or a fucking Bulldogs team with nothing. But instead, they just allow Brisbane to go 50 metres the other way. Ben Hunt kicks it from 39 metres away. And he does what Fogarty couldn't do. And Brisbane are off to a prelim. Ice in the veins from Benny Hunt. And again, like, I can't even come out and be like, shout out to Brisbane, because I don't think Brisbane played nearly as well as they could have. And if anything, they were outplayed for enormous stretches of this game, which was kind of what I was saying going into the game. But truly, if there was an 11 out of 10 performance where, let's say Walsh plays in the prelim and these guys somehow go to a grand final and redeem themselves for 2023, we will come on the podcast and look back at this 15 minutes and be like, Walsh saved these cunts season. And
but we can't have a story like that. We couldn't have a story that Walsh literally gets them into the 4, gets them to the prelim, gets them to the grand final, and win the grand final. It would be too obvious because the Golden Child's fucking playing them next.
Yeah, well, anyway. But as far as this particular game goes, Walsh, I'm interested for those in the comments. Have you seen a better individual finals game?
Cleary, apparently.
Well, considering what was on the line, that 20 minutes where he took over, sure. But from start to finish, I haven't seen a team put the entire fucking team on his back the way Walsh did today. Multiple 40-20s, a try, 3 try assists. Anything good that happened on Brisbane's side outside of Benny Hunt's field goal was Walsh the entire game. So shout out to them. And on the Milk side,
How?
Truly.
This is worse than nice.
No. Just fucking give up, you shit cunts. Just give up. Go and lose to Sharks and fucking pack it up.
I would want to see Sharks Melbourne again.
I don't care.
You don't want to see Melbourne Raiders?
Because even if Sharks go and win next week, Raiders are not the type of guys that would go down and just back down to them.
They'll give a fight.
So it's going to be like 80 minutes of resilience from Sharks to beat Roosters, and then 80 more minutes of Sharks fucking somehow going to Canberra and winning to go to Melbourne and take Hughes and Pappy are back to go and destroy these cunts. For
yeah, but I mean, if we're going to get Melbourne,
if Sharks make the prelim, like, shout out to them. On the other side, if Canberra, which we've seen, if you can't blow out Brisbane with 2 Sinbins playing like dirt, up 18 points, there's nothing to suggest to me that after a 95-minute marathon, you can now go and also blow out Cronulla, who are 10 times better defensively than Brisbane could even dream of being. So what would that look like that they somehow get through that game after 2 marathons and go to Melbourne? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I said. It only talks out for them three.
The biggest winners of this entire...
It's Penrith.
No, the biggest winners of all time are Penrith, regardless. But
Melbourne.
The true biggest winners are actually Melbourne.
If Hughes comes back, of course, based on what Bellamy said he will.
Mate,
but
I would honestly run out Peasant, and I would... By the time the prelim comes around, I'll put them 5.5. These cunts, whoever makes it there is dead. They have nothing left.
Not if Peasant's there. If Peasant's there, it's a different story. And it also doesn't mean can you really run out Peasant and Munster playing Walsh? Like, I don't know.
No, well, if it's debatable that Hughes will make the prelim, I'm going to say regardless he will be there for the grand final. So I'm specifically talking about the prelim.
Yeah, no. Not if they got the chance to play Brisbane, who they own outside of that last game. Maybe you can play Peasant, but in the case of you have to play Sharks and Cronulla, who Cronulla's never beaten you in the finals, but they've put up a crack and they beat you in the regular season. And Raiders also beat you in the regular season and have history of beating you cunts in the finals at Amy Park. I wouldn't risk. If I was Bellamy, I wouldn't do that. But they have to play each other first. And the one prelim the one semi-final is actually going to be good is that one. So stay tuned for that because no one's going to give a fuck about this Dogs game when they name the lineup with you at center and me at wing.
You at wing, yeah. Literally, who cares? May as well not even play that game. But that wraps up the week 1 of the finals. Honestly, I think it was 4 entertaining contests. Even though the Warriors score blew out, it was good to see. Like, considering what we expected going into the game, they did everything we asked for, and the Penrith garbage train just keeps rolling on. Shout out to them. Your 3 big takeaways, obviously.
Bye, Dogs.
All right, I'll let you
Bye, Dogs.
Was that all 3 of your takeaways?
Bye, Dogs.
You say it in 2 other languages?
Bye, Dogs. Warriors. Cunts had a red hot crack. Just played a fucking fortress. Can't beat these cunts. And Walsh. You actually should be all 3 takes. Holy fuck. I'll get 4 takes. Good job, Sharks. You cunts haven't done anything yet because we had you cunts first, so calm down. But you played fucking good footy. Walsh. Best player in the world, question mark, at this point. He's...
Right now, like, it's undoubtable.
Undoubtable. The best player on the park at the moment. Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. And
that strings back like 5 weeks. 5 weeks, right? Like, ever since he took over the Dolphins game and saved them, like, where would they be without him? Literally out of the 8.
Yeah.
Let alone going to Canberra and wing. Miracle. Top 3 for me. Number 1. What happened, Roosters? I thought you guys was $1.60 to win the fucking premiership. You lost again at Shark Park as favourites. Interesting. Number 2. The milk. Just fuck off. I'm done with you guys. It's just... You lost.
How's things changed?
Yeah, like, I can come here and be like Walsh, and he deserves every bit of accolade that he gets, but...
It's the Raiders' fault.
Would Penrith ever lose down 28-10?
No.
Up to 28-10 like that?
No.
Melbourne?
Maybe.
Nah. Because they would score again, make it 32.
They would score, you're right.
You know? So it's just, like, there's no forgiving that. As much as I want to praise Walsh, there's just no forgiving that. I'm fucking off, you guys. Number 3.
Fuck off.
I would do, like...
Weird things to get rid of.
Anything to get rid of Penrith. I swear to God. Like,
look, it's not going to be this week either.
I'll give Critter my fucking ankle.
No, I'm telling you.
Who else is that? I'll give Nari my shin.
Montoya,
I'll give him my
Can
hip.
we take the headbutt? Like, can we take charges in this sport? Like, anything
I'm not
for
done.
Walsh?
I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
Who else is injured for Dogs?
I don't care.
I'll brainwash Serraldo myself and get him to put money out there. I'll kidnap Galvin if that means Sexton and Burden will go and win. What else can I do?
Is this the first week we're going to cheer for them?
Nah. Who's them? What's left of them? What are we cheering for?
That might be playing.
Invisible jerseys. There's nothing even left to cheer for. Shit, like, we've been relegated to cheering for fucking Tanner Boyd and Ibi playing wing.
Well, now we're going to cheer for your boy, Ribakama.
Cobo playing fucking fullback in the prelim.
No, Ribakama?
Yeah.
Who's playing? Bill Wilson's back? Fucking hell.
I got nothing in me.
Wait, your lineup list is gonna do this. You need some fucking new nicknames for all these guys.
I got 48 hours to work on it, but that's a wrap for week 1 of the finals. What a fucking week it was. Hope you all enjoyed the podcast and the footy as well, as much as we did, even though the results didn't all go our way with Brisbane turning back the clock somehow. Fuck me. Give us a like and a comment and a subscription. Much appreciated. And I'll see you guys in Red Zone 3 hours from now. Peace out.
Red Zone, later.